Tyler Robinson assassinate Charlie Kirk? Did he? The bigger question, did he act alone? Or is this part of some larger, more diabolical conspiracy? Here's the part of this whole Charlie Kirk assassination story that I just cannot seem to shake. Did one 22-year-old kid plan and execute this on his own? Did he sneak on campus, climb a roof, take one single dream shot, just as cool as a cucumber? Or was it a network, a movement, a terror cell, a foreign government, some hidden machine behind the trigger? When a political figure is murdered, nobody wants to hear one guy did this. That seems too neat, too convenient, too easy. But the documents from investigators say they believe Tyler Robinson acted alone, while politicians, influencers, and an entire corner of the independent media disagree. So today, we are going to walk right smack dab into the tension, not to shut down questions, but to ask questions. I don't hype conspiracies. I tell you that all the time. I'm a nonfiction guy. But the more I investigate this story, the more it stinks. Baron Coleman is going to weigh in virtually, and we're going to review Tyler Robinson and his lover's highly controversial text messages. Welcome to the Joe Rossano Show. Friends, did Tyler Robinson assassinate Charlie Kirk? And if he did he do it alone? Or was it part of some large, well thought out, well oiled conspiracy? Now, before we get into all that, if you could be so kind as to please click the subscribe button. If you like this kind of content, please click like. If you think your friends will like this kind of content, please share. To continue this investigation with me, please click the notification bell for our latest episodes of The Joe Rossano Show. Don't you know that Vice President J.D. Vance suggested that the FBI should have been investigating networks that may have been motivated or funded to murder Charlie Kirk? Well, J.D., you're a little late for that there, aren't you, sir? As Adam Sandler once said, you should have maybe did that yesterday. Governor Cox of Utah says investigators believe Robinson acted alone, and that's their official position. Every piece of evidence so far points to a lone actor, but the investigation is still open. But that's the baseline. Laura Loomer, we all remember her. She got into a Twitter X fight with Candace a couple of weeks back. She jumps to it's trans terror. It's a trans terror cell. And that's what she believes. She speculates about a trans terror cell and other targets other than Charlie were supposed to be taken out that day. Now, the text message controversy. Commentators on the left and on the right question the legitimacy of those text messages because prosecutors used ellipses. So I'm going to give you an example of exactly what that is. You have a sentence or a text message, and it reads, I went to the store, bought milk, bread, eggs, and then came home. When they use ellipses, it's I went to the store, ... and then came home. But ellipses are not complete proof of fabrication, but what it is proof of is something along the line there got redacted. So we're going to walk through Tyler Robinson's actual texts, detailed, emotional, panicked, and extremely specific. They show planning, motive, hiding evidence, fear, and real-time decision-making. These texts are the closest thing we have to Robinson's own narrative and what investigators say is the mother lode of the evidence. So let's take a look at these. Because I got to tell you, to me, something quite frankly, it just stinks to high heaven. My grandmother used to say that. So let's take a look here. I'll put my glasses on. Okay, so Tyler Robinson text Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard. The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. What? Says the roommate. You're joking, right? Question marks. I am still okay, my love, but I am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. But I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I hope to keep this secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you. You weren't the one who did it, right? I'm sorry. I thought they caught the person. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, comma, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Folks, let me say this. We'll get back to this just a second. I have a Gen Z daughter in her 20s. Okay. That has got to be the neatest text message I've ever seen in my life. Point. Right? Who uses that term, drop point? A Navy SEAL? Somebody who served in Iraq and Afghanistan? Or a 22-year-old kid from Utah? I mean, really? You don't think for one second that that text message looks strange between two young people? It looks strange to me. So let's get back to this. And I'm going to show you, where a lot of people think that that it was fabricated in some capacity. So let's take a look here. See right here, folks, I worry about prints. I had to leave it in the bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with ... dot, dot. See, again, who does that? Who does that? I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man ... Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel ... I mean ... And folks, is that a text message you've ever sent or ever read in your life? It isn't. It looks fake. It looks fabricated. I mean, no wonder why everybody questions these things. 22-year-old does not send text messages with this great grammar, with commas, periods, non-run-on sentences, and ... They just don't. They really, really don't. So that is why this investigation stinks to high heaven. That's why people don't think that Tyler Robinson acted alone. They think he is a patsy. Now, we got a trial coming up here. I can tell you right now, if he doesn't make it to the trial, then we really got a story on our hands. Now, I'm going to run a couple of clips from Baron Coleman here where he weighs in, and he has been one of the loudest voices raising questions about the timeline, the custody, and the investigations as a whole. So let's take a look at those. What do you got for us today, Baron? Because he, as we know, Baron really isn't the shy type now, is he?
It's unbelievable how much effort has gone into framing this guy. It quotes the TPUSA people. It quotes all kinds of people. What other case have that many high-profile figures weighed in and said, he's guilty, he did it, and he should die? Very few cases, very few cases. So I want to just paint where we are now. That's what's happening. What they're saying is, we want to close the courtroom because every time any news breaks in this case, the president, the vice president, the governor, all the former co-employees, Erica Kirk, everybody runs out there and says, oh, look, here's a piece of evidence. He's guilty. He should fry. We should shoot him.
So basically, what Barron is saying is this is suspicious. It really is. Now they want to close the courtroom. They don't want reporters in there, folks like me or Barron, to report on this thing. They want to close the courtroom. There were cameras in the OJ case. And speaking of OJ, every time that evidence was discussed or anything in the OJ Simpson case was discussed, the president, the vice president, and large companies didn't weigh in. So, Barron certainly has a point. I mean, it's quite frankly, coming from a nonfiction guy, it's sketchy. Folks, this is sketchy. I got another one. Let's take a look at this one. Because, again, Barron really doesn't. He doesn't seem to sugarcoat much. Gee, Barron, I got another one. So why don't you tell us how you really feel, sir?
When you look at it in context, everybody likes to say, "Oh, you guys just say stuff. You're just making stuff up. You just want to trash TPUSA. You just want to trash Erica Kirk." No, not at all. Not at all. I want to know who killed Charlie Kirk, and there's a lot going on here that needs to be explored, and none of it's being allowed to be explored. Why? Why are we so fixated on this weirdo from St. George, Utah, when all of this other stuff is going on around him? And you want the evidence that it's connected, in my opinion. Look at TPUSA after the fact. Charlie Kirk, for 6 months, was pretty adamant. I don't want to go to war with Iran, period, end of story. It'd be negative for the United States. It would absolutely have consequences. I'm willing to give up money over it. I'm willing to take a hit to my reputation over it. I'm willing to give up access to sources. I'm willing to give up access to parties and all this other stuff. I'm going to bring on Candace Owens. I'm going to bring on Tucker Carlson. I'm going to bring on Dave Smith. I'm going to bring on Megyn Kelly because these people don't want the war either. And I want to give them a platform. I want to make them big as possible. I want that position to win the day. Bang! That's when he died. That's when he died. It was in the midst of that when he died.
Well, at the end of the day, folks, as I've said many times, it's never what it is, it's what it looks like. And Barron, again, it doesn't happen all the time, but I agree with you again, sir. It's what it looks like. That he was against the war, that he was willing to give up money, he was willing to give up his access, and bam, he dies. Sounds reasonable to me, and I'm talking reasonable. Or a single 22-year-old kid snuck on a campus, climbed on a roof, shot Charlie Kirk like, the best shot in the history of shooting with a 30-odd six that only did that damage. 30-odd six was supposed to put a hole in a moose. So, again, this is sketchy. It's suspicious. I mean, look, here's the truth. Some say people are confusing unanswered questions with proof of a conspiracy. They should be, because federal investigators have not filled in any of these blanks, folks. And now they're claiming it's a state case, and they will no longer comment on it. I say keep asking questions. Don't let them shut down curiosity, because whatever the truth ends up being is something not only we, the citizens, should know, but is also something Charlie Kirk's children will someday deserve. As always, my dearest friends and fellow Americans, I graciously appreciate you hanging out with your pal Joe Rossano. Please, again, subscribe, like, comment, click the notification bell for our latest episodes of the Joe Rossano Show. I will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time live for a live Q&A. I will answer your questions. I will respond to your comments. YouTube.com at The Joe Rossano Show. As always, my dearest friends and fellow Americans, don't forget to adopt a pet. God bless you. And we will see you next time.